And we're live. We'll see in a second if we are live. Usually takes an extra second or two. But we are live, yes. What's going on, everybody? I hope you just enjoyed watching the premiere that just came out. Space-Time Fantasy Battle. We had Vocoda versus Napalm, so I hope you enjoyed that. But today, episode 64-ish. And Beyond the Beats, I'm Scott Jackson. Thanks for tuning in, Swiss Beatbox. Today we got on somebody with a nice background right now. I like the background. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we have, I'm going to go and try to get your name correctly. It's Pono Akiona. We're going to go with making, I'll see if that is. And repping for the DREAMERZ, repping for Nightmare Fuel, which is the DREAMERZ plus Forest Fire. Ladies and gentlemen, the artist formerly known as Ping Pong Po. Give it up for the one, the only, represented for Hawaii, as he has it on his t-shirt and his hat for the Beatbox Championships, the Hawaiian Championships coming up on July 29th. Give it up for Pono.
What's up?
Not much. You seem excited.
Yeah, very excited, man.
Well, it's good to see your face.
Yeah, likewise, man. It's been a while.
Has been a little while. Last time was either Mad Meal 2 or possibly on another stream somewhere.
Yeah, I think it might have been Mad Meal 2, yeah.
But where are you right now in the world?
Right now I'm on Maui still. I know it's hard to tell with the background and everything, but yeah, still in the same spot as I've always been. Yeah.
True. Well, again, thank you for jumping on the show. We're going to talk today about things you've done in your career, stuff coming up for you, and yeah, we're just going to talk all stuff beatbox with Pono. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. We have Heidfeld going through, going to go and taking note of who has the best questions, and we'll get an opportunity to go and ask those questions later on. But yeah, big shout outs as well. Fortis Watches, big shout out to Fortis Watches, Swiss watch company since 1912. Make sure you go and check them out. Get yourself a dope watch. The official timekeeper of Swiss Beatbox. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go and start this off on the right note, because people always want to go and say right off the start, are you down to do a little freestyle, a showcase to go and start the show off on the right note?
Sure, yeah.
All right, starting off on a positive note. Episode 64 with Pono. You already know what to do if you're sitting at home. I say the 3, y'all say the 2 and the 1. Pono, repping it up in 3.
All right, first beat of the day.
Yo, I've heard some of your stuff that you've been putting out, obviously, when I was looking up stuff, but every time, man, you coming up with new stuff and fresh stuff. Let's go. So before we even get into anything that is related necessarily to what you've done, where you started, how you got into it, influence and all those things, I just want to go and ask you right off the bat, July 29th at the Pro Arts on Maui in Hawaii, you have the Hawaiian champs that are going to be coming up with judges Syntax, Hunty, and hosted by Chino, as well as yourself as a judge. And there's merchandise available on your Etsy link in your Instagram. So just talk about the Hawaiian Champs and how the idea came to you, how it was facilitated, and any information where people can go and tune in and watch it, because I'm excited to go and see.
All right. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, like Scott said, July 29th is when the battle's going down. So yeah, this event, like an idea for an event, not even the Hawaii Champs, but just like an event here. That's been something that I've wanted to do basically since I started, because when I started out, there wasn't really anybody here. There wasn't a whole lot of people like beatboxing here. So my first event was American Champs 2018. Met Scott there, and so it took me almost 3 years to go to my first event, and it's just because, you know, it was so far away. We're so far away from everything. So over the past year or two, I've been trying to grow the community here, like really gathering everybody, reaching out to everybody. We have an Instagram chat and a private Discord just for them to all jam and just, like, you know, kind of socialize and build on each other. And so after all of that, actually, let me take it back. So the idea for the event, I was talking to someone. I was getting it kind of in the works, but then, you know, through the pandemic, there wasn't any real live events. But now we're kind of nearing the end, and things are a little more lenient, so we're able to set it up. And yeah, it's been a lot of work. I have immense respect for everybody who's ever organized events or anything along those lines, because I get it. It's really difficult. So anyways, if anybody's interested in buying tickets or buying merch, we got the hat and the shirt. It's the link in my bio has everything to that on Instagram. All the profits of the merch will go to running the event. So I won't be like making any profit on it. So it's going to a good cause, guys. Going to the community. Don't worry if that makes anything different for you guys. But yeah, July 29th, 7:30 p.m. Pro Arts. Yeah.
Will this be live streamed anywhere where people can tune in if they're not in Hawaii?
Yes, it'll actually be live streamed to Swiss Beatbox. So stick around for that quite soon for a live event. You know, first live event here.
Hey man, I'm happy to go and see that. It's always nice to go and see people take the reins and push the scene forward. And like, I know the only guy that really was repping for a long time now Hawaii is Jason Tom, and I remember seeing him and meeting him, and he's just a ball of enthusiasm and really was always out there representing. So it's nice to see more people in the community starting to step up and show what Hawaii has to offer when it comes to beatboxing. When I first see anything of you beatboxing is you put out a video on your YouTube where you started off, and it was like 2016. You see Ozelius beatboxing on an Omegle video rather, and you just got interested in it and started practicing. And then 4 months into it, you're already doing a showcase with your what is it, MACC Iowa school band show.
So that was for middle school. It was the final concert of our band, and yeah, that's the MAC, the Maui Arts and Cultural Center. So it's like the biggest anything on this island that happens that's like that. That's where it goes down. You know, anything like huge, like let's say, I don't know, if like Bruno Mars was gonna come here and perform, he'd perform at the MAC. You know what I mean? Like so it was an honor to be there, especially beatboxing. You know, so yeah, that was fun.
And again, 4 months in to be able to showcase and actually put together a showcase and come off cleanly, and you can see that, you know, you got an obviously great response from the crowd. When you started beatboxing, another video you put out was just your progression over 4 years and showing how it progressed. And you say, you know, a month in, 2 months in, 3 months in, and you can see that you just picked it up. And you said right off the bat that you had basic drum sounds that kind of easily came to you, and throat bass, and then you were doing trying to, you know, replicate stuff when you go down the beatbox rabbit hole, as you put it, like everybody does when they start beatboxing. But what was it about beatboxing specifically that drew you into the idea of practicing and taking it seriously and just thinking about it beyond just like, okay, well, it's kind of neat, but I really want to pursue this?
I mean, honestly, I think it was Ozelis, just because before that, like I've seen other beatbox videos before him, and I don't know why it was him specifically, but something like some switch flipped, because I remember before seeing his videos, I did see the Tom Thumb TED Talk. I'm surprised that's not the thing that really got me, but and I did see Genesis at his performances, right? And even before that, I remember, because like I was really thinking about, I was like, what was the first beatbox experience I've ever had? And there's actually this show, I forget what it's called, but it's like a kids show on Disney, and it's like really short. They play it between shows. It's like a little thing. It's like an educational thing, like teaching kids like colors and shapes. Once they were teaching letters, and there was a guy beatboxing on the show, and then he was like, say B, say T, and then I was like, yeah. So that's like the earliest memory I have of like being introduced to it. But yeah, I don't know, none of that hooked me in for whatever reason. But I remember once I watched Ozelis, I think maybe it's because I could already do like the and whoa, like kind of like whatever, right? Like I was like, so that didn't interest me. But once I heard Ozelis like do like the tongue bass that he uses a lot, like the, I was like, wow, I really want to learn that. So I remember that was the first tutorial I ever watched. That was his tutorial on that sound. And then once I learned it, and then I just started doing a bunch of those beats. And then I got down the rabbit hole because he had a showcase series on his channel. And I remember watching like B-Art and D-Lo, and I think Mix Effects as well, and some other guys. And then from there, I found like the Swiss Beatbox and all the shout outs. And then it was just, all downhill.
Downhill or uphill, now you're representing.
Okay.
You've got yourself in the community, man. And you can see as well too, as you start beatboxing right off the jump, pretty much 17, 18, 19 into nowadays and stuff, you battle a lot. You do a whole lot of battles, and you get into the online community. And even early on, you're battling guys like Zero and Inertia, and shoutouts to Rain from Canada, and all sorts of people, Tim A, Double M, Shaw. Like there's so many different people that you battle that are big names, that have made big names, from that online scene. But in that online scene, where did you find out about the online scene and start reaching out to other beatboxers and to other people that did this thing, and just instead of sitting in your room or beatboxing, in your garage with the little amp and microphone, during a family barbecue, let's say, but where was that next step that made you reach out and think about joining the community, as it were?
I can't remember exactly how it went about, but I remember the first online thing like I was ever a part of was actually Skype. It's kind of funny we're on Skype now, but yeah, we I remember setting up like or actually no, I take it back. I think it was Omegle. I remember I'd watch Ozelis' Omegle videos, so I'd be like, oh yeah, so there's probably beatboxers on there, because I'd see him like meet beatboxers, so I'd go on there, and I would meet random beatboxers, and we'd jam and stuff, and then some of them I would get their Skype, and then that's how that had that little Skype thing going on for a bit. We just have like a million like group chats and stuff, and then eventually I found out about Discord, and then TeamSpeak, which is weird because usually it's reversed, but then Discord, then TeamSpeak, and then eventually back to Discord, because I remember there's a period where TeamSpeak was where everything was happening and Discord wasn't really popping, but now roles are switched. But yeah, that's a little online progression, I guess.
And again, even in 2017, you win daily battles with a couple different daily battles that you won, and started winning battles. So how did it feel to go in again? You jump in, and within a year's time, your progression's like just really, a fish to water, as it were, and you start winning these battles against who now have huge names. How was it for you to go and get that, to take wins right off the beginning of it, essentially a year and a bit in, to go and actually win?
Yeah, it felt really good because actually I remember for a while I actually wasn't even like passing elims, and like remember that was a little discouraging, but I just every chance I could, I entered every daily that I could, because it did conflict with like school, so I couldn't enter them while when like I could only enter on weekends, because the battles would be going on. I think they started around 9 o'clock in the morning, and I have to be at school at about 8. So unless I like cut class, but I stay in school. But yeah, anyways, back to that. Yeah, the dailies. So yeah, for a while I didn't pass the limbs, and I remember my first ever like battle in a tournament. Like that wasn't like a friendly or like a real tournament with limbs and stuff. It was on Discord, and I was actually a sub, and I ended up winning and getting to top 4, and I think I lost to Jenkins in top 4, but it was really, I felt really like, I was like, finally, like I felt like accomplished, like, because I like never passed a limbs in my life before that, but then I was able to sub and win one battle, and that gave me a confidence boost. I kept going, and then eventually, working my way up to a TeamSpeak finals and so on. But yeah, I felt good.
And winning back-to-back Beatbox Kings as well, taking that two down in a row.
Oh man, yeah. I remember. I was so proud. I mean, I'm still like, it's still an accomplishment, I think, because there were some pretty crazy people online. But like, yeah, I remember like telling my grandma and stuff. I was like, I won. Yeah, but yeah, it was a really big deal to me at the time, and I mean, it's still like pretty cool, but at the time I was like,
as time progressed too, and now obviously due to mass lockdowns and all the things that have happened the past 2 years, the online scene kind of blew up. What advice do you give to people that are starting off and getting into the online scene and want to explore it? Where do you recommend them to go right now? And also, what advice can you give to people who are looking to like jump into jams or get into these battles? Where do you recommend current day for people to go and check out if they're starting out?
My number one recommendation is Beatbox community. They have not right now, but they used to have weekly battles. So every week on I think Saturdays they do battles, and right now they're actually doing qualifiers for the Online World Beatbox Championship. So there's one left coming up on this Saturday. I think it's noon EST. There's one of the battles going down. So if anybody wants to battle, show up there. There's going to be some crazy battles. But just in general, if you want to jam and stuff, I'd also recommend going on that, as long as you just know when you're going into the jam, just to be respectful, don't leave your mic on when someone else is going, or don't go for too long, be kind of respectful. Don't continuously go. So, if I go and then Scott were to go, I wouldn't go again. You know what I mean? That's just kind of a, it's just a little unwritten rule, but, just have some respect, be chill, drop some beats, make some friends. Yeah.
Some etiquette for people to know, which is definitely good to have. Yeah. And are there places too, again, just because I know that you're in the online scene and you're very well versed in it, are there places people can go into jam sessions or rooms to go and learn, and are there, like in the Beatbox community Discord, are there places people can go and there's not so populated, maybe if you feel shy and you don't want to jump in, and there's guys like yourself and other monsters that they're just like, okay, I gotta go and prove myself? But are there places people with maybe a little less experience and want to go and get the opportunity to go and show some stuff and get some feedback,
Yeah, I think one good Discord server for that would be Kindo's server. I think it's called World of Beatbox, but he does workshops, I think weekly, and he covers like a beginner to like advanced, and he'll he has a really good community. He's really nice, good teacher, sweet guy. So yeah, if you want to take it slow, maybe hit him up. But yeah.
Shout out to Kendall, dope guy. And as you said, so you start doing battles. You're on the TeamSpeak. You're on Discord. Originally started with Skype. You're doing some shout outs for like Yoda and Stealth and Nemesis, and you get some shout outs out there early on. And then from the online scene, fast forward 2018 American Champs, where I first personally meet you in person as well and get to introduce you on stage. You make it into the top 16 and you battle Article, and you say that's your first battle that you ever had in real life, face to face with a person. How was that for you to go and transition from the online into live on stage performance?
So I think okay, so I definitely thought I was more ready for it than I actually was, you know. So I feel like, you know, if you've never done anything on or live, or any battles live specifically, because that's different, you know, from just performing live, because I've done a lot of that prior to that battle. But one, I don't know, I think it's just being comfortable in that setting, you know, beatboxing in front of other beatboxers, and also like mic technique, because I was holding it kind of wrong. Now like I realize it now, you know, but at the time I was like, no, it's fine. Like I've been holding it like this forever, but it's just I had no point of reference. So make sure you get proper mic technique and that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was I was pretty nervous. At least mainly for the Olem, actually. I was really nervous, and then once I got into the battle and I battled Article, I was less nervous, but still, like, you know, it was yeah, overall good experience.
Well, it turns out to be a good experience as well, because you go there and you take home in your first battle event 2v2 champs, represented for the DREAMERZ with the big man Alex Sanchez there, and you guys go and smash it, take home a title, and you get featured in the Maui news as well, getting that title, bringing it home. How was it for you to go in again, first live battle, taking home a national championship with your partner that you met online? And I guess you wouldn't have had that much time necessarily to practice in real life, and I've had him on the show as well, but tell your experience of having that person that you found online, start doing stuff with, show up to a battle, taking home a W, first time out at a live event.
Yeah, so I met Biscuit on TeamSpeak. TeamSpeak, and he used to compete. Actually, he didn't even used to compete. He would just come and jam, and I remember like thinking like, oh yeah, that was pretty sick. And then I was like, you should compete. And then he started to compete, and yeah, from there I was like, I knew he was gonna go to the American Champs because he lived in New York and he was right next to. He went to the last American Champs. So I was like, oh yeah, so I'm trying to go to the American Champs this year. Do you want a tag team? Like I want to get my money's worth, you know. I want to do everything that I can since I'm there, you know. I want to just get the full experience. And he was like, yeah, sure. Right. And so prior to that, none of us had really done anything, any beatbox tag team in a competitive sense, right? So we made our wild card online. We mapped it out online, and the way we ended up recording it was we got into a call. I muted myself, and he did his part, and I did my part over his part while I recorded it on my phone, and he was playing through my speaker. So a lot of moving parts there, but it ended up working. You know, we got second in the wild cards, and then I went to the event, and I remember getting off the plane, and then I just walked around and just, you know, enjoyed New York City, because that was the first time I'd even been to the mainland U.S., you know. And so after that, I went to his house, and I stayed there for like 6 or 7 hours, and we practiced and grinded out our sets for top 8 and top 4, because that was on the first day of the event, and then finals was on the second day of the event. So we just prepped for those two, because we're like, well, if we can make it to finals, then we just have that extra day to prep the final set. So we got all that made and ready and polished up, and then went up and did our thing. And the next day, same thing, we're practicing. Even right before the battle, like 15 minutes, we were in the back running it through, and it was I remember it was so scary, because this one set, our first round in the finals, we would only get it like 6 or 7 out of 10 times. Like it wasn't like we couldn't nail it every single time, so we just kept practicing. And then, well, when we went up and did it, we hit it, and luckily we did, because it ended up going to overtime. So maybe it wouldn't have if we didn't. But yeah, I went to overtime. We prepped in overtime, good thing, and we ended up taking it because of that. So yeah, that's the whole journey from of DREAMERZ.
And then you went and defended the title again, back-to-back championships. And since then, just moving forward with your partner, what makes a good tag team partner, in your opinion? What should people be looking for, and in your opinion, again, and also what makes it, for you two specifically, what do you enjoy about working together, and how do you guys keep pushing stuff forward? Because again, there's distance involved in it, obviously, but how is that working currently, and what does it take to be a good tag team partner in your opinion?
I think the main thing to look for in a tag team partner, or not even just a partner, just the two people in the tag team, I think they both need to, it's like they need to have this like sense or awareness of like how to put yourself in a position of like not being a solo beatboxer, because a lot of people that I see that try to tag team or even jam sometimes, they'll be thinking too much like solos, like if I'm gonna do, let's say I'm a solo beatboxer and I did like a boom, like that's like you're doing the drums and you're doing the bass line, that's 2 layers, right? And then maybe you could have someone rapping and that would work, but in certain cases, you need to peel it back and do less layers to ultimately make something better, So I think people who just have that kind of sense or awareness, and once that both people have that, another thing is the variety of sounds and just not I shouldn't even say the variety of sounds, but like the way you can put different combos and sounds and things like that together, because like I think, okay, so like Biscuit, he has perfect pitch. That's one big asset to our team. So anything melodic he can do, and if I need to do anything that requires that, he can literally just hum the pitch or do the pitch and play it on a whatever and be like, this is what you gotta do, and then this, and then, and then I can try and hit those notes. I don't have perfect pitch or relative pitch even, for that matter. So I just try my best. Yeah. So it's very useful. But yeah, and then I think I have like a good amount of sounds, so we'll try and blend those two. I mean, he also has a good amount of sounds, but we'll blend those two together to see what kind of combos. And that takes me to like the last thing I think is your like the way you think about making beats, because there's a lot of people who can do all the same sounds as like the top people, right? But the reason the people are at the top is because the way they think about putting it together and making it into these sort of things, for example, like who's a good example of that? Like let's say like D-Lo, right? Like like MYB, right? That's a really popular routine of his. And I think it's really good, but the concept of it is really simple, and a lot of people can do a cover of it, right? But the thing is, like, he created that and he made it, and it's like real. It's a banger, you know what I mean? So it's just having that the brain of it, and just being able to think in that kind of way, and then having you two be on the same wavelength. That's yeah. And then also so going into the DREAMERZ, right? Like online making stuff. So we'll kind of we'll each have ideas and we'll kind of workshop it. So what we'll do is, if I know what I want him to do, I'll record my part and then I'll record his part and I'll play it together and be like, so this is you, this is me, this is us together. Do you like this idea? Do you have any thoughts, like anything you want to switch? Maybe we can do this. And then we'll switch it out and stuff and be like, oh yeah, okay, that. And then so we'll just talk a lot about it. We can't actually do the beats together, but we'll do that kind of thing. And then it always translates. I've never had it not translate. I know that's something that people might have might think that it'll be challenging, but the first time I met up with him, we were able to do our wild card on the first try. Like it doesn't throw you off as much as you think it might. But like if you can do it, with a loop station and yourself doing the other part, like it's actually so much easier to do it in person because you can like feel them, you can feel the energy. You guys can kind of lock in on the same wavelength rather than just trying to do it to something that's gonna be the exact same no matter what. It won't change to you, right? So yeah, that was a lot.
No. That's actually excellent. Honestly, that's an interesting way of practicing. If you're outside of it doesn't even necessarily need to be a beatboxer, but if someone you're paired up with, you can record it and play it through your loop station and actually have them send you a file, and you can have the real thing playing and you play it to yourself as you're going. As you say, you can feel that, connect with that energy and still have it live. So that's definitely an interesting way of practicing. And just continuing down the DREAMERZ hole there for a second, because of the way that it's situated, that you're in two different parts of the country, obviously, and access is relatively hard to go and pay for flights there and back and all the time. That would be very expensive. Is DREAMERZ a project that you would consider more to be directed at having championships, battles, or is this something that you'd like to go and see eventually become more performances and being able to go and get those bookings at festivals and different areas to go and actually pursue it outside of the battle arena?
I mean, so we've actually done one gig when he came here. We did a gig, performed twice at this bar. It was really fun. And yeah, I mean, I would like to, like if we're in that position where that was a possibility that we could, perform together more often, then yeah, that'd be great. Just, anytime we could meet up and, honestly, just seeing each other is great. So if, yeah, like I know after 2019 American Champs, we had it did fall through, but we had an opportunity to perform at Lost Lands, if you know what that is, and that was huge. I was like really excited for that, but yeah, I ended up not going through. And I actually think that Lost Lands got postponed, and it's actually happening like pretty soon, I think. So yeah, but whatever. Besides the point. So yeah, I mean, I'd love to perform more with him, even outside of that, because yeah, it's always fun. But we did make a lot of content while he was here, so that should be dropping soon. I'm still in the midst of editing it all. Been pretty busy, organizing the event and doing all the videos for Beatbox community as well. But DREAMERZ videos are in the near future. They'll be coming out. A lot of content. So yeah.
But you guys always smashed it, so I'm excited to go and actually go and check it out and see more stuff that comes out. What else? Honestly, man, like again, so you go from the online community, you jump in, and at that 2018, how was it for you to meet so many people that you had battled online and seen online, but then now you're actually meeting them in person and have the opportunity to go and speak to them without having headphones on, essentially?
I mean, it was surreal, you know, like honestly, I just remember, like the first person I met was Alex, Biscuit, right? And I went to his house, and it wasn't as crazy because it was just him. It was just one person, right? You know, I was like, okay, this is cool. This is like, I kind of have like an idea of how beatboxers like are in person. You know, they're just like me. But then once I went to the hostel, the Q4, and I remember there was a bunch of people just sitting in this room, and I walked down the hostel. I walk in, and I turn, and I walk in, and I see a bunch of beatboxers just sitting like on a couch. They're all just chilling together, and I was like, whoa. And I just like, they're all just jamming, and I was just like mind blown. I was like, what even is this? I think, yeah, there was I think DREAMERZ was there, Fusion, Jenkins, I think JWAP might have been there too. I can't remember really. I think Jokes might have been there as well, but it was really surreal. I remember that. And then right when I sat down, everybody was like, yo, what's up, blah, blah, blah. You know, I was just like, and then they were like, yo, drop a beat. And I was just like, you know, I was just like, so like, oh my God. I was like, gotta drop a beat for these guys. I gotta be, you know, I gotta be good, you know. So I dropped a little beat. I tried my best, you know, and it was sick. It was yeah, it was honestly so good to see other beatboxers and just kind of have a gauge of everything, you know, because I only had myself to gauge everything on, you know. So it's like, I don't know if I'm loud, if I'm quiet, if I'm whatever, you know, like but yeah, it was great. If anybody has the opportunity to meet other beatboxers in real life, I would highly recommend it. I don't see I mean, unless maybe if they're not so good people, then maybe not. But other than that, there's no reason, I think, to not meet up with beatboxers if you have that opportunity. Yeah.
A question from the chat. Jax Lupus says, "How excited was it to see how tall people are?" I don't know.
I mean, it's interesting because I mean the beatbox community, it's kind of like, I don't know, it varies in heights, you know, but there's a lot of really tall people, a lot of shorter people. I'm more on the shorter end of things. I don't think anybody's really surprised though that on my height. But yeah, there were some people that I was definitely like, wow, I didn't expect them to be that height, you know. But so yeah, that was interesting to see.
Funny question. So you go, you meet people. 2018, you take home the title as a tag team. 2019, you have the exact same outcome of you face Article in the first round. Article, now Vocoda, obviously, and but you actually take home the 2v2 championships once again as DREAMERZ, and then you unfortunately go up against him and you lose in the top 16, but still making the top 16 2 years in a row. And I can see that you've been putting in more and more work online. From doing the Grand Beatbox Battle 2020 online edition, you go up against Pac-Max. You won an actual wild card to Beatbox to World, which would have been dope. Big shout outs to Beatbox Korea. Very, very dope scene there. And I'd love for when stuff to come back to actually get that opportunity to go and check it out. And International Throwdown, representing for Beatbox International, making top 16 and top 8 actually. You know, Online World Champs, you faced a Canadian Big Squid, which big shout outs to Big Squid as well. And then you go up against Biscuit, and you've had a bunch of battles with Biscuits over this entire time, but you've been steadily putting in work in the online battles. And what goals do you have, man? What are things that you're like, either with DREAMERZ or solo? Let's go with solo first, though. Are there battles that you want to take, you want to be a part of, battles you want to win, and just your goals in general? Where do you see yourself once live battles come back, and also the online scene? What are things you want to accomplish?
I mean, as far as battling goes, I would like to do. I definitely want to do American Champs again. You know, I think I always want to go. Just because it's sick to see everybody, to meet new people. Um, and yeah, I want to do that. I mean, I don't know any specific goals that I want for that. Maybe top four. That's a good goal. If I could get top four, that'd be really good. But I mean, I'm gonna prep. I think every battle, anyone who takes it serious, should prep to go all the way, right? Because if you're in that position, you'd rather be more prepared than underprepared, right? So yeah, I'll prep. That's just how it is for every battle. I'll prep to go all the way to finals, and so yeah, American Champs I'd like to do. Man, Beatbox the World would have been so awesome. That would have been my first time flying internationally, and at the time I was still a minor, so that was even crazier. But yeah, I mean, if I had that opportunity, definitely want to do that. Or even GBB if if that's something in the future. If I was able to qualify for that, that would make my year. But we're still. I'm really trying to go this year because there's still a slight chance that we'll do an Olymp for tags because we're 5th seed, and there's if one person drops out, we're in essentially. So even if we end up not doing an Olymp or anything, I'd still like to just be a part of it and just see it and just witness everything because but we'll see hopefully.
There's always the 7 to smoke too.
Yeah, I mean, if I had the opportunity to do it, because I'm not sure how it's all working, because I know it is like limited on like who can do an Olymp and stuff like that. But if I was able, if that opportunity were to come, for sure.
Yeah, man. But again, over the years though, you've proven yourself in battles against people that are qualified for Grand Beatbox Battle that are done well in it, and you beat them in different occasions, and also had very close matches rather with a lot of people. So your skill level is obviously high, and I would love to go and see you in a Grand Beatbox Battle setting. I would like to go and see the tag team in a Grand Beatbox Battle setting, and I'd like to see you get more opportunities and be able to go and showcase what you can go and bring to the table in these international battles. So I'm looking forward to going and seeing that battle career go and continue and flourish, man, because you're doing your thing. And a question that comes up too is when you were talking to Mills, when you did the interview with him, you had mentioned that you don't see yourself necessarily working on an album or EP, and that there's a certain foundation that you want to build. What did you mean by that? You want to go and build a certain style of foundation before you actually go and try to go and create music to go and showcase what you would do as an artist. But what did you mean by foundation?
Okay, well, to be completely honest, I don't remember saying that, but what I think I probably meant was that I don't at the moment I don't feel like I have like I wouldn't say I've complete mastery over what my envision of what I want my music to be, and I think once I am able to achieve that or attain that, and feel like start putting out stuff where I think like, yes, this is like what the full vision of everything is, once it's like completed, because I think right now it's still in the works and in the so I think once I'm able to flesh all of that out and make it like everything really like just exactly how I want it, because like a lot of my stuff I'm reworking because of that. I feel like it's like it hit a ceiling, you know what I mean? But so I'm trying to rework it so it doesn't hit that ceiling again, so it can be even better. But once I have stuff that I'm completely happy with that. I know I won't touch it, because I keep going back and like fixing things because I just grow as a person, and then like go back and I'm like, whoa, that's not right. I gotta fix that. So once I'm in that position, then yeah, I mean, for sure, I'd love to record an album or an EP or something. But yeah, for now, just in the works, just grinding out.
Got that beatbox grind going. And again, before I get into some other section of the show that I wanted to go and ask you some more questions, obviously, what are your just tips on and continuously improving? Because from what I saw when you first started and just the way that you basically attacked it, you can see your improvement. What methodologies go behind your practice? How often do you practice? Is there stuff you can recommend for people that are practicing and trying to increase their skill in general? I know that you teach classes as well and have done a bunch of different sound tutorials when it came to YouTube. But what do you recommend for people that are just trying to go and practice, grind it out, get better? And what do you do yourself?
I think the biggest thing for sure is definitely how bad you want it, because if you really want it, because like I think people progress at different rates, right? Like that's just how people are, even not even in beatboxing and other things, like let's say math, right? Like some people struggle with math, some people it clicks in their head, right? So if I feel like it's kind of similar to that in beatboxing, where like certain sounds will just come to you easier and you'll be able to like beatbox and everything will be really like will flow together really nicely and won't be really like choppy, but for the person that is struggling with it, if you really want it, you will have to put in more work and more hours, but ultimately I think anybody can overcome that if they really have that passion and that drive for it, even if it takes years longer than the person that attains it quicker. In the end, I think they still can achieve that. So I think stay hungry. That's what I'm essentially saying. But I think I was able to pick up a lot of sounds quickly, like relatively quickly, and I had that like dying passion for it, especially even more so when I first started. Like I just thought I was like my mind was blown and I just wanted to be up there with everybody. So I was just like doing it all the time, every day, like at the store, in school, like everywhere, and I would just practice and do as many battles as I could, do like shout outs, jam, like talk to everybody, try and just get better. So if you have that want and that like that desire to just like, oh, I gotta level up, I gotta do this and this, then yeah, I think the results will inevitably show. But yeah.
That idea of like dedication to practice, can you say that I might be wrong on this, but what is it? Tao Go Kung Fu, and am I wrong on that? With that you were a practitioner of that when you were a kid?
Yeah.
And do you feel like that had some sort of influence on the way that you would be able to dedicate yourself to a practice of something?
I mean, maybe in a sense, yeah. So, as a kid, I did take Kung Fu, and I did that for about, I want to say 6 or 7 years, and doing that, building that discipline, and honestly, it was good for me because I remember as a kid, like, there was like some points when I didn't even look forward to going to it. I was just like, oh, I gotta go, blah blah blah. But drilling it in, putting in the work. I think that kind of instilled that in my head a bit. But yeah, I think it's not something you can force. If you love it, you love it. If you don't love it, whatever. It's not for everybody. I understand that, but if you want to get better, if your end goal is to go to GBB, you need to you need to want that so bad that you can practice every day and just continuously keep going and push yourself. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I thought it would translate over as well, because someone that would be able to go and put themselves through that and learn the different forms and learn it and continuously practice to go improve themselves, and still connecting that to a physicality when it came to beatboxing, I feel like that would be able to translate over somewhat. And obviously it does, because of the way that you've been able to go and succeed in it. So yeah, people, every now and then, go ahead and try out a martial art, see how you feel. I was gonna go and get on to, we're gonna go and ask you some questions. Another section. Sorry, what's going on? Another section though. We're gonna be calling it rapid fire. Rapid fire.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, episode 64, Beyond the Beats. We are here with Pono. We're going to go and ask him some rapid fire questions. The way this works is I'm going to ask you questions in a rapid fire succession. I want you to go and give the first answer that comes off the top of your head without actually thinking about it too hard. Deal?
All right. Let's go.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 64 with Pono, Beyond the Beats. This is rapid fire. First question. Who is your current favorite solo beatboxer?
Zeka.
Who is your current favorite tag team?
Jackpot. Yeah.
Who is your current favorite loop station artist?
Biscuit.
Current favorite crew?
Ooh. Mathematic.
Current favorite sound?
Inward bass, I guess.
Current sound you are working on or want to get?
Sid effect scratch.
Who does it better back tuck, you or D-Lo?
Me, if I'm prepped for it.
Favorite Hawaiian meal?
Ooh. Loco.
I'm gonna ask you afterwards what that is. Current favorite sport to play?
Basketball.
Position?
Point guard.
Current favorite video game?
Knockout City.
All right. Current favorite drink?
Water.
And what is, someone had asked before, but I'll ask in this one, favorite ethnic food style?
Japanese.
And two more questions. One, give the main reason people should come to July 29th Hawaiian Beatbox Championships or tune in. What's one reason?
It's the first ever Hawaii beatbox battle. Come on, you gotta be there.
And in your opinion, who's going to go and win the Grand Beatbox Battle 2021 World League Edition solo category? If you had to make one.
Collapse. Yeah.
Collapse. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, rapid fire right there. Oh, one more time. Rapid fire. Will you ever go back and try to win another Lions Dance competition with your brother?
If he's down.
Jeez. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was rapid fire with Pono. Usually at this point in time, I would get questions from
my friend Papuni,
but he actually over the weekend went and big congratulations, because LM got married. So, ladies and gentlemen, big shout outs to LM. Woo. Congratulations to you, and my apologies for not giving enough time for Paponi to go and get together some questions, but he did send one or two in, and they're the questions he usually asks. Number one, first and foremost, what is something that you would like? What is a company that you would like as a sponsor? If you could pick any company to sponsor you.
Ooh. a good question. I definitely want to do something from here. Maybe. Actually, Pog. Do you know what Pog is? It's a drink. It's passion orange guava. If I get sponsored by Pog, that'd be great. I'd happily be sponsored by them.
I guess I'm a little older. I thought Pog, you meant like Pogs, slammers and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean that's where that originated from. But,
okay, not too far off. Not too far off.
Yeah, there's a connection there, but yeah.
And one more question that Pono usually asks people is, name an artist that you would love to go and collab with if you had the opportunity. Any artist in the world.
Man, that's a great question. Virtual Riot.
Virtual Riot.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a producer. So really, really good. So yeah, if I collab with him, that'd be amazing. Yeah. But also one thing I want to say is I will have some collabs with Den quite soon. Jeez. In person.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's happening quite soon. So
does that mean that you're coming up here or he's going down there?
He's taking a trip down here.
Okay. Big shout outs to Den. Had him on the show as well. He always is crushing it. But I can't wait to see what you guys create. That would be a dope tag team. Actually, I'll go and actually continue on this because there's a few that are coming in from
my friend Papuni.
So he actually wants to know as well as who is a person you would love to do a fantasy tag team battle with as your partner outside of obviously Biscuit.
A good one. I think. Let me see. Who would be? Because I'm just trying to think. Like I said earlier, like all that stuff that I think makes for a good tag team. I don't know. Maybe River. That'd be pretty cool. I think. Yeah.
I would like to see that as well. All right. And we'll go with one last question from
my friend Papuni.
Two-part. One, what did it mean for you to get your first SBX shoutout after watching it for years? And two, would you ever be down to do another SBX shoutout?
Okay, so first answer. I remember it was essentially a dream come true because I really wanted to be not just get a shout out just because getting a shout out was just the most sought after thing at the time or for it was as growing up with it, I guess you could say. That was just wow, that guy's on Swiss Beatbox, so there was that to it. But I think even more than that, I wanted to be the first Hawaiian to be on Swiss Beatbox, and I was able to do that. So that was really great because a lot of beatboxers here found me through that video and found out about the scene through that video. So that's that's really that was the goal, and I was happy it happened. So because I know there's for sure there's more beatboxers from here that just don't know about they don't know about the whole rabbit hole essentially, so it's just I just want to hook them in and then just drag them into it, so yeah, another shout out. Sure, actually I was trying to talk to Jack about that, but he didn't get back to me. I'm not sure if he's still on the team in that with that, but yeah, another shout out. Sure, yeah, definitely.
I dig it, man. Actually, those are questions from
my friend Papuni. My friend Papuni.
Right there. But I actually want to go and bring it back because just the idea of the Hawaiian beatbox scene. I want to go and expand on that. For how many beatboxers do you think are around in Hawaii that are active, not only in online but just actively doing it? And what is the overall response and feel of people when they hear beatboxing in Hawaii, in your opinion?
So as far as like how many people are here at there's a decent amount. We were able to do 2 online competitions this year. So there was that we did a 7 to Smoke, and then we also did a top 8
Island Royal.
Yeah. So that was so yeah, we have enough people to do that kind of thing. I'd say from all those guys, maybe like there's like a handful, like about less than 10 that are like really like dedicated, that are like actively practicing, trying to get better and improve, and have that intent to in the end be like a really 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 high level. And that's great. I love that. And if and then there's a bunch of people that are just like they'll do it casually, they enjoy it, watch the videos, but they're not particularly interested in battling and really like leveling up. They just don't have that desire, and that's all good either way. But yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. The other question. Sorry, I just remembered it. I was like, what was it?
No, all good, man. All good.
Yeah. So like, what are people's reactions to it here? Every gig, every performance I've ever done, it's been good. Like I haven't really had anybody hating on it too much. Yeah, every talent show or everything, like people just seem to love it. Actually, I just did a gig a couple weeks ago, or wait, was it last week? Let me check. About a week ago, I think. Yeah, the 9th. I had a gig, and I was just like, there was a bunch of rappers there from, I think, Colorado or something, but they all flew out, and then there was like this show, and when I went to perform, and the crowd was kind of dead, so I was like getting a little nervous, and I went up and I performed, and the crowd was just crazy. They're losing their minds, like they're going nuts. So I was like, yeah, this is great. So yeah, I think at least in comparison to other places, like I've never really had a bad reaction from performing here. So yeah.
Well, I expect big things out of the championship that you're going to be having, and know you have a top 8 with some great judges, so it's going to be cool to go and see. But next up, we're going to have questions from the audience. People have asked questions, so let's go and get into them. First question. Actually, I can answer this one. Someone wants to know how you got the name Ping Pong Po, and you answered that in a YouTube video that you had where you were dared by someone in middle school that you shared a YouTube channel with that basically said you wouldn't use that as your name, and you started rolling with it, became your name, and there was a switch over to now Pono. That's explained. So if you guys want to know that story, go and check out his YouTube and watch that story. You can go and find out for yourself. That was from Shatter Effects. Another question. Let's go with Ish. Okay. Jax Lupus, a member, dope, has been wanting to know when was the time that you felt comfortable telling or showing quote unquote normal people, so people that don't beatbox, that you are beatboxing?
For me, I mean, I guess it's different for everybody, but it's just like, I think it's just how comfortable you are with it yourself, you know what I mean? But for me, it was pretty early on. I remember showing, like my brother definitely just heard me doing it because I was doing it all the time, and we share a room. But I remember showing my dad for the first time when we were in the car, and he was just freaking out, like losing his mind. He thought it was sick. So I mean, that was good. And I was lucky enough to have like parents who are super supportive about this. They really they understand that this is like my biggest love right now. And they're all for it. So yeah, they get it. They're not. I know a good amount of people have parents that don't. So I'm grateful that I was able to be blessed in that way. But yeah, just showing other people. I mean, I did it around school, So I mean, like in middle school, I swear I had like no shame, just doing it in the hallways in class, like everything, and then I did a talent show sort of thing, and I don't even know. I think that was actually right after my performance at the Mac that we were just talking about. So yeah, school heard me do it, basically the whole school, and I just became known as that guy, But yeah.
Dope. That's dope. And I also saw that you had, I don't know if it's other people, but there's some little videos floating around with you playing, and someone was on an electric drum kit and back and forth, and it seemingly was in a family thing, and someone playing guitar as well. So there's kind of some musicality and people embracing it, which is nice to see, because a lot of people have difficulties and kind of get told to basically shut up. So it's nice that your family embraces it. Another question. Let's go. Oh, Ilya, the man running the stream. He wants to know personally, do you think there's some underrated beatboxers that you think should be on SBX? So just give me a top 3, because I know that's a hard question to ask.
Absolutely. I could name like, a bunch. 3, if I just had to say 3. Oh man. Definitely. Okay. Number one, okay, Dropical. Really good. Definitely deserving of a shout out. He's crazy. Yeah. Straight up. Who would I say? Who would I say is the other 2? Second one I would say is Kip, formerly known as Mudkip. He's really underground. He's only even done a couple like battles and stuff that are on YouTube, but he's amazing. Yeah, anytime I hear him, I'm just like blown away. Yeah, and who would I say for the third one? Someone that doesn't have a shout out. That's interesting, because there's also a lot of people that haven't done shout outs in a while that I think should do another shout out, but I'll keep it strictly to that. I would say Notive. I highly doubt he would do it, just because he's so kind of disconnected. He just kind of does his own thing. But man, like, if I saw that video, like, that would make my year. He's clean. Like, you've met him, right? Like, he was at Great North. I'm not sure if you remember him, but yeah, his percussion is literally, like, in my opinion, like at least top 3 in the world, like quality of like the sounds and the combos like factored in. Like, I think he's literally like, yeah, up there for me. But I would say those 3.
It's a very heavy list. That's a very heavy list, and a good question by Ilya.
Yeah, great question.
Yeah, another question from our audience. Someone asks, what PC games do you play currently?
I'm not much of a gamer, actually, but I do play, like I said earlier, Knockout City. I mostly play that with the boys. I play with like Biscuit, Match, Vino, Rem, a couple other guys. Yeah. So yeah, we'll hop on and just mess around. But then we also play Valorant a bit. Even though I'm not too good at it or anything, but it's a good pastime. But other than that, I don't really play much games. I mean, Pokemon Showdown. I mean, that's not even really like a PC game. You can play that on your phone. But yeah, that's it. I mean, not much of a gamer. Yeah.
True. Not a problem at all. We're gonna go with one last question. This is a lofty question. We're gonna go from Jado YT. Says, if you had one wish, what would it be?
One wish.
One wish right now.
I mean, okay, I'm assuming we're not doing, wishing
we're
for
not- we're not
multiple
doing-
wishes.
Yeah, that's the
Because, obviously you have to do that. But if I had one wish, man, that's
And let's also go and take out the ones of just the obvious answers of just being a genuinely super good person, and we're not gonna. Outside of those, what's one wish for your career? I'll make it specific.
career. Okay. Career, as in beatbox career, or just a career in general?
Take it as you will.
Well, I guess my wish, which is really just my goal, would be, I guess I'd wish that the goal would go through, right? But so I'd like to be a barber and eventually open my own shop. I don't know if you've seen any of my hair cutting videos. Actually, I think I might cut my hair today, so I'll probably stream it on Instagram. But anyways, yeah, if I could become a successful barber, have the shop just running, and then occasionally tip to go to events, go to GBB, go to American Champs, go to whatever, making money, and then I can just fly other people out here, have some battles and stuff like that. That would be the ideal life for me. So if I could just wish that into existence right now, that would be great. But I'm just working towards it.
Amen.
That's time.
It's a good career option, and I have seen some of it, and you're good at what you do when it comes to clippers and stuff. So if you're ever in Hawaii, just man up and get yourself a fresh fade and no one looking crisp. Those are questions from the audience. I wanted to go and ask one more time for two things. One, 2021, just for everybody to go and really make sure that we know this home. 2021, July 29th, the first ever official Hawaiian Champs is going down when it comes to beatboxing. Pro Arts is where it will be held, starting at 7:30 p.m. with Syntax. We got Hunty and host Chino, as well as obviously Pono being on the judging panel. If you want to go and support it and you're not in Hawaii, it'll be live stream on Swiss Beatbox, but you can also grab merchandise like he's wearing with the hat, the t-shirt, looking fly, and all those proceeds will go directly into the event to make sure that it's run smooth and possibly more events when it comes to it. So go ahead, make sure that you go and check out his Instagram and click on the link to go and support Hawaii Beatbox when it comes to it. And also, if you are looking to learn how to beatbox, he offers lessons, so hit him up as well. Check out how to go and get yourself some lessons on how to become a better beatboxer overall and learn some sounds. And if you have stuff specifically you want to know, I'm sure that he can help you on your way. Now, before we jump out of here, I always ask this. Can you do another one? Can you do a freestyle showcase of something that you want to go and show, because the people have been asking for it, and I like to start off strong and end strong on these Beyond the Beats. So if you have it in you, do you have it in you for another drop per session?
Yeah, sure. Let me just take a little sip of water, but for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Beyond the Beats, episode 64. We're with Pono. You already know what to do if you're sitting at home. I say the 3, y'all say the 2 and the 1. We about to get into it one more time in 3.
All right. Step up to the plate. Step it up. Yeah, there you go.
You come on Beyond the Beats. Be like Pono, come correct, smashing it up. Yeah. Yeah. So before we jump out of here, just to make sure, 2 questions that came in. Shatter Effects wanted to go and know, and I have one for myself, but because you mentioned it and I said to get to it, but I didn't. So Loco Moco, tell me more about it. What
right.
is this?
I have a feeling you'll like it because I think it resembles poutine in a way, but it's essentially white rice with hamburger steak, which is different from a hamburger. It's similar to a hamburger, but it's like batter and it has like onions and stuff in it. You put that, and then you put an over easy egg on top of that, and then you put brown gravy over the whole thing. And it's really good. It's very good. Really, it's not too hard to cook either. You could probably look up a recipe and make it at home, but very good. Very good. Yeah.
That's something a Canadian is definitely interested in. Loco Moco. I'm gonna go find that out. Where can people go and follow you up currently on any social media platform that you would like them to go and check out?
Pono Beatbox. That's everything. And then my YouTube is just Pono, but if you look it up, it'll probably show up anyway. So yeah, that's all platforms essentially. And Hoy_Beatbox for Instagram if you want to support the scene there. But yeah,
I'm gonna do that right now while you have me on here. I'm gonna make sure that I go and let's see here. Y_Beatbox. Searching it up. Ladies and gentlemen, there's only 82 followers starting out because they just started this off. So make sure you go and get yourself a follow right there. Bow. Follow up. Once again, you never know. DREAMERZ going to be coming together. There might also be some stuff happen at GBB if he comes on over, can get there. More battles to be coming, as well as more music possibly coming with Den very soon, as well as his tag team partner that he already has stuff recorded for. Overall, man, it's been a pleasure to have you on, and I really wish you the best of luck when it comes to organizing and setting this up for July 29th. Pro Arts representing for the first ever Hawaiian Beatbox Championship, and I wish you the best of luck for that. Make sure you go and check out the link and grab some merch to go and support that. Big ups to Hawaii Beatbox and big ups to Pono. Thank you very much for jumping on, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
I look forward to going and seeing you more on stage, more in person, and getting the opportunity to go and smash it, man, because you've been really putting in the work and I can see it paying off. So, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, go and check him out on YouTube, check him out on Facebook, check him out on Instagram, and go and make sure that you watch live and direct here on Swiss Beatbox July 29th for the first ever Hawaiian Champs. Congratulations, Pono, and thank you very much. We'll be back again next time, Scott Jackson, and keep on watching because those fantasy space-time legend battles are going to keep coming out, as well as some other stuff in the works. So keep it tuned in here. Call your friends and family, tell them you love them, and keep that beatbox sword sharp all the time. Scott Jackson signing out here. Episode 64, Beyond the Beats. And that's time.